Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. So, last episode scared me a little bit. Those encounters were pretty tough, and I took more beatings than I was expecting. So, I had another good look at my plans for this build, and just had another critical look at all the moving parts as well as at my gear. In the process, I've actually managed to upgrade some of my gear. So I now have a glove that are level 55, which is area appropriate, and a shield that's level 75, which also is area appropriate. My armor is level 48, that's almost level appropriate. I actually have a level appropriate armor with 5 sockets in the same configuration, but the rare mods are just rubbish, so I need Chaos Orbs to reroll them, so that project might take a while. I mastercrafted some energy shield on top of my belt, increasing my survivability a bit. Generally that's it. This Regicide mask I already had, weapons still same old, and my boots are still really good in terms of resistances. I mean, Fire, Lightning, Chaos. Mastercrafted extra life. These are pretty nice boots, and yes, I could upgrade them to get a bit more evasion and energy shield, but frankly the chaos resistance is pretty hard to come by. That 51 bonus to life basically translates into something like 100 life on my character, which is quite substantial. So in terms of build, slight upgrade resulted in about a 10% boost to my total life and energy shield pool. Let's see. Another thing is I had a look at my skills. So, let's see. So originally I had Hexmaster, which I have removed and replaced with Atrophy, investing in 1 extra skill point. And the reason for that is that I had another quick look at how I'm using my skills. So I got Temporal Change as a defensive aura around me with Blasphemy. And these days, if you have, let's see, this one, both Blasphemy and a leveled up Temporal Change, they both increase the area of effect radius. That together actually adds quite a bit. So the most important reason I was going after Hexmaster was for the 20% increased radius. Now that I got it for free, I don't really need it. And all the other things like extra effect and duration doesn't really apply. Especially the increased duration. I mean, the moment a monster walks outside of your blasphemy range, the curse just fades away. It seems to check like once every second or half second or so to see if it's still in range, and if it's so, it applies, otherwise it fades away. So it's not like if monsters move out of range that they are still cursed for another 6 seconds or 12 seconds. It literally doesn't matter. So that really devalued the value of Hexmaster in my mind. So I dropped it, which saved me 4 points, which I could allocate towards Atrophy, which increased my damage and gave me more Chaos Resistance. And Chaos Resistance is a nice thing to have. Also, I noticed that if my damage is a bit higher, I can kill things faster, which means I take less damage. So there's a bit of a balancing act there as well. So my original plan, let's go over there. My original plan was to go up here, take these Mind Blades, Cruel Preparation, Corruption, and eventually end up at Whispers of Doom. And of course at an Unnatural Calm. So I basically crossed over the entirety of the Witch Tree, which is quite a bunch of points. The thing is, the Whispers of Doom, again, do I really need it? I'd rather have more defenses than a second curse on my enemies, since the second curse is probably not going to help me survive as much as just more defenses will. So branching out here, not really that necessary. That's going for Corruption. I already have a lot of damage points from Atrophy, Growth and Decay, the Method to the Madness down here, and just some other spread notes around. So I don't really need more damage. Also, this chain here, it's another 50%. So I don't strictly need a Corruption. So I figured, okay, if I drop these points as well, that's almost 10 points saved that I can allocate towards defenses. Okay, so then heading off here for Unnatural Calm and Cruel Preparations, it suddenly becomes the goal unto itself rather than just efficient nodes to pick up on the way towards other things that I want. So I had another look. Okay, so where can I get more life and energy shields, as well as other defensive things? And I figured if I go for Revenge of the Hunted, I get some evasion, which is something I was lacking a bit. I mean, I'm currently sporting 37% evasion rate, which is rather low. Upgrading my gear is going to boost it, but it's probably not going to reach over 40%. So I need some stats to boost this further. So I figured picking up Revenge of the Hunted will just give me some life, which is always good to have, and some evasion. And you know, it's because since I was already going for Void Barrier, it's not that far to travel. So rather than dropping down here from Coordination down here to Method to the Madness, I actually exchanged these points and took a detour. And I grabbed Revenge of the Hunted. I needed some intelligence when shifting my gears, so I booked 2 nodes out of the chaos damage and assigned them to Thiefcraft and Prowess just to fix my stats. The moment my gear will have more strength and intelligence, I will drop those as well. So next up, Revenge of the Hunted. There's a very efficient chain of energy shields over here. This is 40%. 42% energy shield, which stacks nicely on top of what I already have. And after that, I'm gonna go towards the Scion area. So grab the jewel socket over here, drop down here, grab reflexes, go down here, and then go here. Exceptional performance with the associated skill nodes. They increase skill effect duration. Nice thing is, all my skills have a duration component to them. Essence Drain, it's damage over time. Arctic Armor, not really that much, but Contagion, it's damage over time. And the longer the Contagion stays alive, the more chance it has to spread and the more potent it's going to become. So that's very useful. Wither, the longer it stays, especially the longer the debuffs stay, the more of them can stack. So it further amplifies the damage of Essence Drain and Contagion. So there's a very interesting dynamic going on there. Flame Dash doesn't really matter, Chaos doesn't really matter, Curses, it's a nice effect if I manually cast Vulnerability, but also Vow Summon Skeletons. Standard, they stay for 20 seconds, if I can boost that, they stay longer, then my army is there for a longer time, so I have more security from them when I need it, which is very good. So, you get exceptional performance here. So then we drop by here, Sentinel, boost to evasion rating and elemental resistances, which takes a bit of the stress off of my gear for elemental resist, but it boosts evasion. So on top of reflexes, that's a pretty nice boost. So then we go here, a Constitution, we pick up some efficient life nodes. Then we go over here, Shaper. It's mana regen and life regen. Life regen is there for when I need it in a pinch, when my energy shield is gone. And mana regen is 40%. That's a lot, because I don't really have a lot of points that do it. So I might be able to drop Soul Siphon and the mana nodes over here, saving up 2 points which I can further allocate to progress in the tree. Then afterwards, Potency of Will. It's basically the counterpart to Exceptional Performance. And together, these 6 points here, they give me 90% extra skill duration, which is a boatload. Basically doubles the duration of my skills, which I'm really happy about. So then I branch off here to grab Foresight, which is basically another 20% energy shield on top of everything. And then I go over here, Jewel Socket, and then probably end up with Quick Recovery somewhere. And by that point, I'm in the 90s level-wise, so this is a long-term plan. Basically, I'm just going to snake my way around and grab more defenses as I progress. So that's the new plan. And of course, grab these 2 chaos damage points back in exchange for these 2 when I have the opportunity. So I'm more focused on defense rather than offense to stay alive. Might be a bit overcautious, might be that I just got a bit too scared, but it's better to be scared and alive than cocky and dead.
And I seem to be causing it a little.
Okay, you here. Yes. Flame Dash is terrific for just dashing through enemy packs and then delivering an Essence Drain as a backstab. It's almost like a poisoned dagger, except that you don't need a dagger. This is a level 55 area. That's basically the same as the dried lake. I'm 64, so I'm well over leveled for this, but as you know, I've been just running it for the talismans, and I still have a bunch of tier 2 talismans that need upgrading, so I will be carrying them along with me the entire time. And anytime we encounter ruins, fun will be had, though it might be very dangerous fun. But there is no gain without a little risk. Especially since I'm kind of over leveled for the area, I have a better chance of dealing with the upgraded amulets now than, let's say, in 5 or 10 levels when the monsters catch up to me. Okay, so something is hurting. Most of my energy shield is gone. Pike rivets, yes. So. Okay, so we have our Val summon skeletons available. Ah, Bringer of Bones. Hey, and a ghost. Okay, let's first explode everything. Okay, you, yes, okay. Ghost has been tagged, ghost has been killed. Everything is alright. Okay, so next up. You. Guarded by a pack of monsters. So, put that one down, put that one down. And just light up that fuse. And they are gone. Okay, resummon the golem since he was hurting a little bit. And it's a dead end. So, time to move back. So I'm burning a little bit. Don't think I have a flask that deals with burning. Nope. Haven't encountered it a lot in dangerous quantities. It's mostly been bleeding and curses that have been annoying. Or bleeding mostly. So slowly making my way through Act 4. Next episode, Lost Train. Haven't seen that one in action yet. So next episode, I'm most likely gonna either make my way towards Calm or actually fight Calm. Depends a bit on how merciful the maps are on the way there. But that's gonna be interesting. I mean, Calm is it's a very close combat fight. There's a lot of stuff happening. Calm himself is very aggressive. If he uses the same attack patterns as he does on normal, but just has his damage and life scaled up, then I think it's just a matter of being patient. Right, let's grab that one. But if that's not the case, if he has new tricks up his sleeve, then it's going to be interesting. Since I haven't faced those before, obviously.
Warrior.
Hello there, Haku. I'm not going into that treasure pit. Already got him at a high enough level that I don't really care right now. I'll just do the dailies and such and level him as I go. There's more interesting content to be had. Replenishing shrine. So the level 2 of the mines, we have to find the shreds. Usually guarded by Hammer Smash. Or Hammer Mash, I think his name is. But if you got a big hammer, of course you smash with it. I will escape. think the set is often a little bit off to the side, so I'm just basically wandering about a little bit, trying to avoid of what I think is the main path. But with all these train tracks, it's hard to tell. Sometimes you might actually be following the main track that you thought was a side track. Okay, this gets here. So, free her. Be careful for the hammers. There's the hammers. I'm trying to stick with the habit of just using the file skeletons as a panic button rather than as a standard fighting utility. So that way I always have something to fall back on if I have to. Might as well explore this bit. I'm trying to remember if the reward for freeing the threat was a skill point or not. Might very well be. So I got a feeling that this might actually be the main exits. It often heads off to the top side like this. Then of course we still got the crystal caverns to go before we actually find the waypoint. Yeah, where crystal finds. Oh no, the world is shaking, what will I do? I need more pockets. Let's make a quick down stop then. Just sell all the things. Might as well say hello to Mr. Tasuni. Let's see, that one I can craft with. All the other things are not relevant.
Go where you are needed.
So we stash things. But yeah, okay, and then we just do the sorting thing. Hello, Mr. Tasuni. Do you reward for me? Yay! Master skill point and respect points. I approve of all of those. So as said, these are reserved for the chaos damage, so next up is moving down the path towards Revenge of the Haunted. And I already got 2 refunds for the skill points. Okay. Let's see if we can find a waypoint down here. And maybe find the Burning Man. I think there's an achievement that you need to kill him. I've been basically trying to go after as many of the achievements as I possibly can. Kill these unique monsters in crew. So basically I've already hunted down all the other ones from the list. So the Burning Man is in here, and I think the Bone Queen is in the Bowels of the Beast. Just like Torch Oak, Grove and Triskeriaki are all in the Calms area. So I need to finish Act 4 in its entirety to find all the bosses that need to be killed. But the Burning Man is here, and he is one of my favorite bosses. I really just like how he explodes. Especially the first time. I literally jumped in my chair. It gets less surprising, of course, with every encounter, but it's still, I don't know, there's a simple joy in just encountering that guy and having him explode. I think he's the only monster that explodes in such a brutal way. stone altar and bone spire. Oh god, I don't like bone spire. So, admittedly, if you have enough tank, you can sustain quite a bit. And as a side project, I started a marauder that uses a big two-hander and had a ton of life regen, as marauders are supposed to have, of course. And he was unaffected by bone spires until he had 8 stacks. That's the point where he slowly started losing life. 8 stacks of bone spire. That's some serious regeneration. Okay. So I'm just trying to clear some areas before. Oh, and we found our goal. The Burning Man. Come on. Boom! Oh yeah. Such a nice guy. I think my first character was melee, so he was pretty up close when that explosion happened. Okay, so this fight is why I have the Val summoned skeletons. It's gonna be yet another summoning of a tier 3 boss. So, getting a frag away. Especially since I have no clue what is gonna happen. Okay, that's not quite sure what boss it was, but it didn't kill me, and we now have another tier 3 talisman. Also, it wasn't a boss I haven't seen before because I didn't get an achievement for killing it as a new boss type. Well, I survived. That's I'm staying very simple in my goals here. I survived. That's all that matters. And I have to grab another set of tier 2 talismans for the next stone circle. Hey, Jade Flask. I might actually carry one of those. Seems like a decent way to boost my evasion. Shrouded. Might actually have to go here. Waypoint's always somewhere to the north and you always enter a room, but it doesn't actually have monsters in its... Ah, yes, we are there. So it's the last bit is always clear of monsters. So let's say hello to Lady Diala. Ta-ta. Not a cockroach. And we made it through the mines. We found the rupture device. We killed the Burning Man. We grabbed another tier 3 talisman. And we're still alive. Also pretty close to dinging 265. So getting ever closer to unlocking maps, which is something I'm very excited about. Because I've never done maps. So the moment I start finding maps, I will just start doing them while progressing through. I'll have to just see how it goes, how it works out. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So yeah, gear, I'll deal with that. That doesn't matter. So yeah, at the end of the episode, I thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.